Thanks, Sherman. So I'm Alex Hugline. I work for a company called NetSurant. We're kind of an interesting company, managed service provider, cybersecurity, and in the last year or so, we've really gotten into delivering AI capabilities to our customers. So thrilled to be here, Sherman. I think this is going to be a great discussion.
So the best way to think of me is I connect with everything that really touches SMBs, from partner programs, strategy. People are pretty familiar with Microsoft, but everything through specialization, solution partner designations. And AI is just this massive thing that we created like last week. And suddenly everybody wants to talk about it. So really looking forward to the discussion. I think there's a lot of cool things we can do. And there's just so much absolutely exciting stuff happening. So.
And then from a partner perspective, I'm sure assumptions have changed a lot, Andrew, in the past year. What are your thoughts?
Really what we're seeing still is people are a little all over the place. And I mean, I think you have the business process use case, almost a personal assistant type Copilots on one side. And then on the other side, you have the business applications and what am I going to dig into and learn? So, to me personally, I like to see partners just ingesting this information and deciding, hey, this is where I want to hover, and this is how I want to build a go-to-market solution for my customers across different scenarios. But I don't know that I've quite seen partners locking in on this is exactly where I want to go. I really want to get deep in Azure AI Studio, and I'm going to build these things for everyone.
Workloads. Alex, you guys are doing great with that, right? Going out to market with AI. What are the AI workloads that you're seeing being adopted across industry from your perspective? And then I'll go to Andrew from the partner perspective.
Yeah, so we really see two or three different types of workloads. So one workload is around, I'd like to automate some processes that I have. These processes are very time consuming. They're very error prone. They're very difficult. They take up a lot of time and they're very expensive for me right now. So how do I automate those processes, but do it in a very intelligent way? So I don't have to pull people into the decision-making on a lot of the steps within these processes. So that's a big one. Being able to sort of shorten the time it takes for business processes to execute, to do them more cost effectively. We see that one over and over and over again. And the ability to reason at each point within a workflow. So it's not just about, I've defined the workflow and it's supposed to go this way, but being able to make within those individual steps within a business process, being able to make some very intelligent, very human-like decisions based on parameters that they're passed, right? So that's a big, being able to reason across all my data. It's, we've done a pretty good job over the last 20, 30, 40 years of dealing with highly structured data that lives in relational databases. We can run queries, we can generate reports, we can get dashboards built. But now it's about being able to reason across not only that data, but also this massive amount of unstructured data that's within organizations. So PDFs, different types of documents, drawings, diagrams, etc. And being able to gain insights across all my data, not just 10% of my data or 20% of my data. So we see that one also being a very, very big one. And then I think a third category that we're seeing, and it kind of falls into the process automation, but being able to put intelligent agents into place that can not just execute a business process, but be able to react to conditions that are happening proactively.
Drew, ROI, are you getting that? Is it there's headwinds, or the partners telling you there's headwinds based on ROI discussions? Or what are your thoughts?
Well, partners always tell me there's headwinds on something, so it's a big part of the relationship. I'm probably, Alex is a little closer to that. The only thing I would say is that one thing I've gotten from partners is that initial customer engagements are not necessarily looking at ROI as much as it boils down to ROI at a tertiary level, but it's really solving a gap where they just can't put enough bodies on a problem, or it's hard to put the right body. So it's really, can we use this to close this hole we have? And yes, that works to some ROI in the future. I'm really interested when people start looking at a system that's running well and say, but we can make this run a lot better. And so I think that's the evolution of conversations that Alex is probably having now with customers versus, when Copilots first came out and said, hey, we can't train people fast enough, or we can't make this work. So I think everything has a positive, not everything, but I think generally speaking, there's no doubt that ROI is out there, but I don't really see that as the blocker. That's not something I've heard from partners or customers that, hey, this just isn't worth it. I don't want my company to run better. I don't want to do this better. I don't want to be more efficient. So right now, I haven't gotten that feedback, except for, I want to chime in on one thing, just because I'm seeing this in the chat. And I think one thing I'm hearing from customers more than partners is the evolution of the human being within their company. And I think Alex just put it perfectly. There's so many people in these organizations where if we could just download their head, right? We're not creating an AI replication of them. We're saying, hey, how do we structure your business processes, or how do we take everything that you know and make it make sense? It doesn't replace you. It's like force augmentation for everything that you know to make it evergreen. And we went back to some assumptions, and I do think that's one I get a lot. Like, is this trying to, even at the tech level, even, within AWS, GCP, Microsoft, people are like, hey, is AI going to take our jobs? I mean, no, Copilot's a Copilot, man. It's in the seat next to you. It's never going to replace exactly what you do, but somebody who uses Copilot better and understands this better might. So it's a good time to be digging into this technology and understanding how it can make you better and how you as partners can help your customers be better.
So there's this idea of not just building these things, but supporting them and continuously optimizing them that gives us that ability to sell this in a subscription model. So that's proving very popular with the customers that we have today.
Oh,
yeah, well, look, I mean, I love what Andrew said there. I mean, it's keeping up with this stuff is difficult, and I think Microsoft's doing a great job. And if you think about, there's just, if you try to do this stuff just purely on your own, it's difficult, right? Like, I have a very, very powerful laptop, and I have all this stuff running locally, right? And it's really, really cool, but it takes a long time to set up all the infrastructure you need, all of the capabilities you need. So being able to use Copilot Studio and Azure AI Studio, it just makes everything so much easier, right? It lets you dive into this. And I think, going back to that idea of being able to do things quickly, being able to help small and medium businesses build things rapidly, go fast, and be able to pivot when they need to, right? Be able to say, okay, no, this direction isn't working. Let's move down this other direction. It's so much easier if you have a company like Microsoft partnering with Microsoft to be able to give you just those capabilities. Well, I don't have to worry about how this thing runs. I don't have to stand up to large language models. I don't have to do all of this stuff that I have to do if I want to do it myself. It's just, and Andrew, we talked yesterday about some of the accelerators. I think those are so critical, because the more people that we can get this technology in the hands of those people, the better. Because one of the things we like to do is not only build these things for our customers, but teach them how to do it. I know a lot of people said, how do you make money if you do that, Alex? You basically go to the consulting engagement, and then you're going to give your customers the secret sauce behind doing it, right? And we don't have any fears of that at all, because again, it's moving very rapidly. It will continue over the next several years to evolve very, very rapidly. So showing our customers and enabling them to go build these systems themselves turns out to be a great business model. A little bit counterintuitive business model, but that's the direction we're heading in terms of helping them not only hire us to go build these things and support them and all that, but to build them themselves and then be able to run them on the Microsoft suite of tools. It's just, I think it's a great partnership, and there's almost no limit to how much opportunity is out there.